Alright everybody, so we have a new sneaker from LaMelo Ball and Puma, and this one's not a basketball shoe. In fact, it may be considered designer, maybe, but who knows. But today we're checking out the Francé and Puma Amour. Let's get into it. What's going on everybody? It's Mike from the Sneaker History Podcast and we are back with another video. Guys, thank you so much for joining. If you hadn't done so already or if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, leave a like, drop a comment, hit that notification bell. That lets you know when new videos like this drop. For everyone who's done so already, you're awesome. Thank you so much. For anyone's gonna do so in the future, you're awesome as well and I really do appreciate you too. But let's get right into the sneaker, guys, because this one is something way different than I typically would review. I was really interested because just like anything with sneakers, I like to see something different, something out of my comfort zone, I guess. And the good folks at Puma were able to help me with this because they sent over this pair. They actually showed up to my door the day they released, which was pretty cool. And that's going to be the Puma and Francé L'Amour sneaker. Now, Francé, if you guys didn't hear the intro, or maybe I didn't say it, it is going to be LaMelo Ball's lifestyle brand. And he worked with Puma to create a lifestyle sneaker. So no basketball player on this bad boy. In fact, it's going to really have the, what was the word I'm looking for? It's gonna have the style, it's gonna have the reference of different things like the old school skate shoes, like the D3 Osiris to be more specific, or more recently fashion wise, if I'm gonna, hope I say this right, 'cause I don't ever buy this type of shoe, Lanvin, their take on that skate shoe, which is again another reference they pull from the Osiris D3. Now, this shoe is going to really have that same, feel to it, that same look, the same vibe. But what's really cool about this, and I'm not a fashion sneaker guy by any means, but with LaMelo Ball being a young up-and-coming star, I know I think he was injured this past season a bit. I didn't really keep up with the Hornets, to be fair. So, but what's really cool about this is that kids not only recognize his shoes that he hoops in, but he's always featured in these different tunnel fit things. He's always got these wild outfits that are super luxurious, that matches cars. And that's what the kids are seeing, right? That's what's being posted all over social media. So what's really cool about this release is not that, oh, they're dipping into the, designer market. No, but they're giving kids and people who follow LaMelo the chance to dress like him without having to spend the same price tag that he is. This sneaker, I think, is $110, $120. I'll make sure I put the price across the screen and put a link down below if you guys want to check these out. But that's kind of my thought here. Of course, people are going to have the thing like, oh, why don't you just go spend the money on designer? Not everyone has that cash. And of course, this is not a shoe for everybody. I will never say, everyone go buy this. It is a very niche shoe. I hope I said the word right. Someone tried to kill me in the comments for saying niche wrong. So excuse me. But this is something, if you want to have that designer look, that old school skate look, this is for you. This is a really cool sneaker, and it's very flashy at the same time while giving you just kind of this all red makeup, and the color they call us is all time red, so that's the specific color that they utilize. Now, let's get right into the shoe so you know what you're working with if you want to do, purchase this sneaker. So, first thing we're going to look at is that all patent leather upper. Now this is going to be synthetic leather, so I want to see the materials. It all is going to be synthetic, and it's going to be all, like most of it's going to be covered in patent leather. Now, as we get to the toe box, the first thing you're probably going to notice is going to be the 3 1s going across. LaMelo, the 1 of 1, that's his slogan, his branding, his kind of that thing he always has on every shoe. Is going to be done in just numbers here. It's going to be kind of like calligraphy style ones that are going to be raised into that patent leather. And if you look a little closer, another really cool detail, I think it would be better if they would have done a different color stitching because it would have popped out more. But again, this is just the first colorway. I'm hearing that there will be more of these coming, so we may get this. But that is going to be the flame stitching right across the mud guard here that gives it a little bit more detail, a little bit more depth, which is something that's hard to do in a monochromatic sneaker. They were able to find details here in the shoe you're going to see throughout that gives it more depth, so it's just not just this flat red shoe, which, again, pretty cool. I can appreciate that. Now, up top, right before you get to laces, you're going to have the Francé branding right here in this tab. And it's done up in a calligraphy style writing as well in black. And as we move up the shoe, you're going to have the very noticeable fat, flat laces. Very skate style, very designer style, whatever you want to call it. When I was a kid, this was straight up skate shoes. This is how they were all laced up, and it was always really cool. You always wanted to have those, big laces across your skate shoes, whether again it's like the Osiris or the DCs or Etnies, whatever it was. You always saw that style of lace, which is kind of really just takes me back down like memory lane of remembering those types of shoes. Now, the shoes actually laced up when they came to me, and I think from the other videos I've seen, the other 2 videos I've seen on this shoe, they are all laced up. So I don't think they really expect you to relace these. I guess you can if you want to. If you want to get a different color to make it pop some more, go for it. But it is actually going to be done up. If you can see, the lacing system has kind of this cable system as opposed to just going in and out the shoe. They have these kind of these rope cables that are where all the they act as eyelets, basically, if you can see that. Now, getting to the top, of course, there's going to be this really fat style tongue where it's going to be mesh, of course. That is going to have the LF or Francé branding, of course, the Puma logo on top, that co-branding done up in that patent leather. Mentioning that tongue, it is going to be something that is very, like, when I say fat tongue, this sucker is an actual mattress in there. Like, your foot is, it ain't going anywhere. We're going to talk about that sizing a little later because I think it's very important to talk about that with this shoe, because I would really be remiss if I let you guys go buy the wrong size. But we'll get to that later. Now, getting to the sides of the shoe, both the lateral and medial side are going to, of course, feature a predominantly red patent leather, but in the middle of those is kind of these mesh or canvas style pods. I think it feels like just a really heavyweight mesh. I don't think it's a canvas. I think it's a really heavyweight, tightly wound mesh. You're gonna get here still in the same red color. Now, because of different textures and different materials, it does, again, give some depth into the sneaker. So it's not just flat. You're gonna get that depth with that material change right there in the middle. And I like the fact that they did it now where it's not too much. It's just enough to give you a little bit of a difference. So that way it's not overpowering, which is supposed to be the main part of the shoe, is gonna be that shiny patent leather. Now, as we get to the back of the shoe, of course, we're going to still have patent leather going across the ankle, but one of the nicer features here I like is going to be that sculpted heel cup that's going to be done here in kind of this red, kind of milky looking plastic or rubber. It's gonna be a plastic. I think it's TPU, but it's going to have kind of this rubberized coating on it. But I really like the kind of, I guess, spoiler, for lack of better words. It's a heel tab, of course, I guess, to help pull, but I don't know how much I really want to pull that. But it's going to be this spoiler-esque looking heel tab. Reminds me of something like the Jordan 6. If you guys, I mean, I hate to talk about a different brand when I talk about the Puma, but my closest thing I can think of there is going to be that spoiler that is on that shoe, and it's going to have Le Francé written across the back as well. Inside is going to be a red mesh, so you're getting that, and it is going to have insoles that are going to be specialized to this sneaker, so I couldn't really pull it out. I feel like I was going to rip it, so I didn't want to mess it up here, but it's going to have the LF and calligraphy for Le Francé and the Puma done up in red with, looks like butterflies on it. Again, I just didn't want to mess it up. It was really in there. So I just have bad luck pulling out insoles sometimes. I just don't want to screw these up. So just take my word for it. Now, get into the midsole. You guys cannot miss this midsole. It is, again, very detailed for such just a red shoe. There's going to be a rubber cut midsole that is going to be encasing EVA foam. So you do get some kind of cushion in it, even though it is just a lifestyle shoe. But let's go through some of these different pods so you know what, again, you're working with here. You're going to have the Le Francé LF. That's kind of have this paint dripping style logo there. The Not From Here, which you're going to get in all LaMelo branding, so that's his big thing as well, along with the 1 of 1, and this one's going to be 01 of 1 written out phonetically. And you get to the other side, the mid-side, the medial side of the shoe, you're going to have some hearts here, the spaceship that goes with that Not From Here deal, and I guess this is supposed to be like he's him, H-E-E-M, so yeah, so I mean, if I'm wrong on that, y'all let me know, because seeing the word him spelled out the way people drag it out as him, that is kind of funny, and you guys can kill me in the comments for that, because I laughed at myself for that one. But yeah, I didn't make that up, it's right there. On the outsole, I really like the outsole in this, and excuse me because I actually did wear these, and I know that, look, I don't know how to say this because it sounds silly. I know some people did, like, some people were talking about these and didn't really seem to wear them at you know, first as they're talking about them, and then we're gonna get to that. But I really didn't want to wear mine, so I give you guys a proper review, give you the ups, downs, and the, you know, everything about it. But one of my favorite parts is gonna be the outsole. It has this really, like, kind of, I don't know, a lot of different, like, pegs. It's like really done in like a dot pattern with the Le Francé of going inside of it. But also on the left shoe, gonna have a Puma as well. So I really like the setup of that. Very, very unique in my opinion, the way they set up the traction pattern outsole here. Now, getting to the fit. That is my one kind of with this shoe, little irk with this one, because this is a huge shoe already, right? Like, this is a big shoe. And when I put my foot in here, this is a size 10. Like, I got my size 10. You guys, I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't believe me, but size 10 is right there. There it is. And typically I wear size 10 in anything. It's very, very rare that I have to go size up or size down. I put my foot in the sneaker, and it was tight, very, very tight. It's a very secure sneaker to say the least. I think it's because of that tongue and how padded it is a bit of a short toe box here. You guys can see that. My toe's pretty much at the end, and I was like, okay, let me put a thinner sock on. I have to wear super, super thin socks with these for them to be as comfortable as I would like. I couldn't put a normal like a crew sock on or something that has more padding. If I did that, I would need to go to a 10.5, and probably, honestly, I feel like 11 with a normal sock would be probably the best course of action. So I will tell you, try these on before you buy them. You will be able to find them at Foot Locker stores. Of course, you can order from Puma, which I'll leave those links down below. But try them on. This is a shoe that's a really tricky fit to it, and I would just advise you to do so beforehand, because I would not want you to go ahead and say, oh, I'm a size 10, I'm gonna get to size 10, and you'd be in pain. Try them on if you can. If you can't, I would recommend at least a half size up, so that way you do get that comfort, because again, my foot's at the edge. So I probably won't wear these a ton. This is not a sneaker I can wear every day, but before I do, if I plan on wearing them, I feel like I need to probably walk around in them days prior to break them in a bit to loosen them up, hopefully. But it is a really, really very small running sneaker, so just a heads up on that. Now, I know the running joke that I've been kind of kept going from Instagram is like the athletic shoes with jeans. To be fair, I don't think I have the proper pants to wear with these yet. So if you guys have any recommendations on a style of pants for these, because I haven't worn a skate shoe like this since I was a kid, when it didn't matter what type of pants. You were a kid, you threw shorts on your skate shoes and call it a day. But you guys, I'll take any recommendations down below. And if any pants companies want to help me out, I'll take that too. But no, all joking aside, this is a really cool, really different shoe. And again, I like the reason this is out, because again, people who follow LaMelo are typically younger. He's a younger star. The younger kids, high schoolers and below, are typically the ones following him and want to be like him, dress like him. This is cool that they can do that without having to, break the bank of thousands of dollars for a designer shoe. So I like the idea. I like that Puma's doing something different. Puma's really been getting into that fashion space, I feel like, and this is just another example of that. So, you like this shoe? Do you not like this shoe? Did you get a pair? I think they released this past Friday. Let me know down below, and until next time, guys, see ya.